everyone, welcome back to our beginner's guide to serging. In this episode, we'll be going over how to gather on your serger using the gathering foot. Let's get started. So here we have the gathering foot. It's very similar to the gathering foot used on a home sewing machine. It can gather both a single piece of fabric or it can gather a piece of fabric while attaching it to a flat piece of fabric. The Widemouth is where you would insert a flat piece of fabric to which you would attach a gathered fabric. It acts as both a channel and an edge guide. So you insert a flat piece of fabric through this tunnel and then pass the fabric you want to be gathered under the flat metal bottom. Just like our other presser feet, this foot snaps onto the shank up here. Now let me show you what I really like about this foot. The black screw comes off and detaches the metal guide and the underplate. And now you can use the foot as a regular old general purpose foot. I'm not entirely sure if that's what the manufacturer intended, but it works and it's much easier than uninstalling and reinstalling a different general purpose foot when you need to go back and forth between the two. Okay, now let's put it back together, get it on the machine, and start serging. First, you want to set your machine up to a good 3 or 4 thread overlock, but instead of setting the differential to 1.0, you lower the lever to 2.0. Now increase your stitch length to 4 or as high as your machine will go, because the longer the stitch, the more gathered the fabric. Increasing your tension will also create more gathers. So place your fabric to be gathered slightly under the toe of the foot. Now take your flat fabric, i.e. the fabric you do not want to gather, through the mouth opening. Alright, so now we have both pieces of fabric inserted. We can start serging. Just like always, you'll feel the serger pull the fabric through. And you can see we're gathering fabric while attaching it to a straight piece of fabric, all while finishing the raw edge. 3 tasks all done in one seam. Now it's worth noting, you can gather fabric on your serger with a regular old general purpose foot. But with this foot, you're able to attach non-gathered fabric while you gather, which is a great time saver. Again, you can adjust how much of your fabric is gathered by altering the differential feed, the stitch length, and the stitch tension. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you want to hang out with our sewing community, visit us online at sewingpartsonline.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/sewingpartsonline, Twitter at sewingparts, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, we're everywhere, and be sure to subscribe by clicking that button below for next week's sewing video.